What's up, party people, and welcome back to Dance Specific Talks. I'm T-zer,
And I
and
am
this
Coach
is.
Sebastian. Sorry for interrupting you, T-zer. I got excited. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I am
I'm
so
sorry.
excited.
I'm sorry.
Like I just told you, I've been like indoors, like locked in, trying to not get sick for 4 days, and I am healthy and out on the other side. So I'm so looking forward to this episode.
Same. It's been a minute. Let's get into it. Let's get into how's things been. You've been navigating, trying to not get sick.
Yeah, you know when you dodge it really hard and you're
Yeah,
like, ooh, gotta get on my magnesium, gotta get more sleep in, gotta like drink more ginger tea, and you just if you just do that, you are like shorting that curve. Yes,
I hear
yeah.
you.
So that's what I've been doing. So for 4 days, I've been ducking and curving and swooping left and right, and I have managed to not get fully sick. So
Shout
I'm
out to
still
you.
standing.
Shout out
Yeah.
to my immune system.
Yeah. Shout out. Shout out. This is for all the fruits and vegetables I eat for you, y'all.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How are you?
I'm good.
Where are you?
I am in where am I? I'm in Barcelona right now.
Oh,
Yeah, I just
I
was.
see you in the corner.
Yeah, exactly. If you guys watching on YouTube, I'm in a friend's place. Her name is Maria Ponte. Just a super savage when it comes to all things nutrition and female hormones, essentially. Female health, yeah, crushing it. So super high level. I feel so stupid when I talk to her. Yeah,
Hey, man, but you're like, imagine then being a woman, not knowing this. Imagine. Like, I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know. So whatever you know,
Yeah,
we probably know the same.
she's on another level. So yeah, we're here at her place. She just moved into a beautiful apartment in the center of Barcelona. And before this week, I stayed at Judith together with David. Me and David just stayed at Judith's spot for a while. And Judith from
Amazing.
Bachata Central for you guys who dance bachata.
Legendary
Legendary,
Judith. Pa,
literally.
pa, pa,
And
pa,
yeah,
pa.
legendary, literally. And then for the last 7 days, we've just been recording. I don't know how many. I think we recorded 23 videos, 25 videos, something like that. No, 27 videos in 5 days. Workout videos and stretching. So just squeezing out this lemon for V Dance Club. So we're gonna record the whole fitness section for V Dance Club, and then on Sunday we go to Andorra. And we're gonna stay in Andorra for like 5 days. Come back here, Barcelona. Stay in Barcelona for 2 days. Fly to Mindelo. Stay in Mindelo for a month, and then Santantown, of course, and then Praia, Santiago. So we're out here. We're out here.
It's also funny when you're like in the middle of it and you just can't admit right now that you don't really have a lot more energy to give right now because you just gotta be like, no, because we're in the middle.
Just take a
So
coffee. David, just take a coffee. Be quiet and take a coffee. Don't worry about it.
that is so funny. I feel you. We're not gonna touch it. We're not gonna
Don't worry. I feel good.
we're
I'm
not gonna
tired. I'm
touch it.
super tired, but I feel good. I feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had a training camp for this, so because I knew I was gonna train this much, so I worked out really hard and really focused on my nutrition before I got here. And then yeah, I'm good. Feel good.
Hey, shout out to the preparation work though.
Yes, I.
We should have, wait, why don't we have a dance hall horn right
I
here
should
that
get
we're
one. I'm gonna
pressing?
get one. I'm gonna get one.
We
See if we
should get one. What are we
Yeah,
doing?
I'm gonna get one.
Okay, people don't know how much we love dance hall together, you and I.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my
get
God.
one. I'm gonna get one.
Ah, for the people out there, when you have lived through like dance hall and reggae concerts and festivals together, and you slept in the same camper van type of life,
You know the vibes.
that's it brings you closer. It brings you closer.
I saw Idonia and Bounty Killer live on YouTube the other day. Yeah, classic from like 2006.
Ooh,
One of
I
those
ran into Bounty Killer when I was last in Jamaica.
respect.
Yeah, I have a selfie. I'm like,
Nice.
oh, is that how you look like in real life? He's fucking tall. I
Yeah,
just want to say that.
I can imagine. Anyway,
Mm.
up for a good treat this week. Tisa, you did a you did a you s- you you're You're snacking. You're snacking on Instagram. What's happening? Tell us. What are we up to?
Well, so I need to tell you about this very interesting photo shoot that I had last year. And it was so my friend Kuda, who is a yoga and martial art instructor, he had a photo shoot with a guy who does analog photos. And I was like, ooh, like I never had a photo shoot like that. I always had like flyer, crisp, no background, that type of posier photo shoots where like you need to see everything and you need to look in the camera and you need to like have your hair so that it's easy to cut
Style.
out,
Yeah.
whatever. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should just reach out to this guy. So I just said to him, like, yeah, I saw that you did this photo shoot with my friend. If you need a dancer, let me know. And he was like, ooh, I actually do. And then he didn't really tell me a lot about the concept. He just told me that it was going to involve some kind of fabric. And I was like, oh, okay. So
Say
I asked
less.
him what he wanted me to wear. And he was like, yeah, like
Nothing.
yeah, no, 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 not at all. He's like a professional
Ah,
photographer student at university, so I had to go to his university. And basically, yeah, he just wanted me to wear kind of the hairstyle I always have and kind of what I always dress in Kizomba. So easy. I got there, and I kid you not, this length of this fabric was like 5 meter.
wow.
And it's like, imagine you have like two curtains attached together. And it
Yeah.
was like a heavier fabric because it was kind of silkier or like, it was heavy. It was stretchy and heavy. And for, I don't know, like 2 hours or something, I threw that fabric in all directions, like up and down and sitting and throwing and then throwing and throwing my head back and throwing, like spinning around myself, letting go. I was just like, we were just freestyling. Like, this was a workout. So I was happy that I have some type of whacking resemblance in my arms because it was a lot. But the photos came out with a depth that I didn't expect. And he had attached like what the intention was when he posted the photos yesterday. And I was like, oh, I didn't actually know the intention. However, when I see the photos, it really matches. So I'm gonna share that with
Interesting.
you right
Show us,
now.
show us, show us, and share the story.
Boom. Do you
Bang.
see it now?
Let me just take my glasses on. I'm joking. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, basically he describes as like
This one
join.
is beautiful, by the way. I gotta say, it's a case of dark silk looking fabric.
Yeah, exactly. And he writes, join or blend to form a single entity. My aim for this shoot was to capture the process of getting to know and expressing our inner world, exploring the often hidden layers of our minds and learning how to befriend them can be a challenge. We won't always like what we find, but we will work with it regardless. What can we learn from watching our thoughts? Observing recurrent patterns, we learn to shape our experience with intention.
We learn to shape our experience with intentions. Interesting.
Yeah. And it's so crazy because right now, this week on my course, I'm working with the alter ego. Me and my friend Anosh, we talk a lot about this, and she also have it in her course. And she had an idea about like how do we talk about our alter ego? Do we just make up this persona, or are we meeting our own real sides of ourselves in an alter ego kind of thing? And it made me think about this photo shoot. Because what he says is like sometimes we have to face ourselves. Look at this photo. I'm going to show you the second one. Okay, it's like a shadow. But then look at this photo.
Wow.
What would you do?
It's
How would you
awesome.
describe this?
It looks like you're staring into yeah, your dark side. It looks like the isn't that a scene from Harry Potter? From somebody who never seen Harry Potter? Like, isn't that like the cover? Isn't that like the cover of Harry Potter?
It looks like a face to me, and it
Yeah, that's
doesn't
what I
really
mean.
look like,
It looks like you're staring into a face.
yeah.
But it looks like
And
yeah, 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 it looks like this.
And it also looks like a face that really looks at you.
Yeah, super scary. Super, super scary. Wow. And that is purely by accident.
Purely by
And it
accident.
looks like a
Yeah.
mouth and a nose and a chin and everything.
Yeah.
But that's
And it also
crazy.
looks like it's just attached to a very long neck, almost like a snake or like, I
Yeah.
don't know, but you could definitely almost feel if you look at it from that this whatever persona, it also
Yeah.
looks like he or she or it is about to embrace me and take me with him
If
into
you
the
stare at it long
darkness.
enough, it looks like it's moving. It looks like an anim
Yeah.
it looks animated.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful painting. Or it's not even a
Right?
painting. It's a beautiful shot. That's crazy.
And my question is then, when I see this, the first reaction is like, ooh, that's a little, it's almost like scary or
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
disgusting. But the more I think about it, the more real it gets. That this is like how you feel about the parts of yourself you don't really like. It's like a little bit disgusting and a little bit scary because it's like I'm not sure if I'm in control of those insecurities or those patterns we don't like about ourselves. I think that we all have them. But this is like such a like it's so close. It's also
Yeah.
like no personal space, and it just makes me feel that like, whoa, like this is what I need to do. Like, this is what we need to do, right? As people, we just need to like look at it in the face and understand it and love it. I
Mm.
need to love that person looking back. Whatever that is, I need to love that and understand that and meet that with like love and kindness and empathy
Yeah.
for where that comes from and why this is so big. Why is this so big that it can face me like this, you
I
know?
think it's so important. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're on a rant.
Yeah, no,
Go
it's
ahead, keep
it's
going.
kind of this kind of where I am with it. Like I am now giving this exercise again, me taking inspiration from Anders that came up with this idea of writing like a letter from your alter ego. And I've been
From your alter ego or to
from your alter ego
from your
to
alter ego.
yourself. And the first idea I had was like easy, Sasha Fierce, you know, like Beyonce, like who is this alter ego? She's like sexy, fearless, and unapologetic, and this and that. But the more I talk with my with my spouse, Mally, about this, the more he's like, but is that the alter ego? Is it only the sexy and the fun and the sensual and the powerful? Or is it also this? Is the alter ego also someone you need to describe with this?
I draw a line between alter ego and like dark side. So I think this more represents for what I'm looking at, looks more represents more the darker side of you. Keep going through it. Keep going through your photos before we
Yeah. And the other ones look like this.
nice.
Also really cool. Like I also again never don't really have like unsharp photos that kind of captures just me.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
it makes
Old
it
school.
makes you yeah, it makes you think about those old photos, right?
Nice. That's also like alter ego type style reflection. Beautiful. It looks like you're wearing a big
Yeah.
dress.
Yeah. And I'm just basically like having this, yeah, this fabric.
Yeah.
What I like with this is that on the left side, it's like I feel like for me when I see it, it's like how I am, how you can lean into this part that you love, and then on
Mm,
the right side you can shine it out to the world. So
beautiful.
yeah, I really like it. I also like me with silhouettes that are a little bit more old-fashioned.
Yeah.
Like we are so modern in the way we dress, and sometimes I'm like, how would we actually present ourselves, you know, in the 1920s or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was something like this.
Nice.
Mm, I also like
Wow.
this one.
Wow, that is awesome. This one is beautiful.
How would you describe it for
Yeah, I
people who don't
mean,
see it?
yeah, because like here I'm seeing, I mean, I love art in general, so I can just keep talking. But this is the alter ego once again, the dark side. You're getting consumed by something, or something is coming out from you. And in this case, it's obviously darkness. I love the light shines on your arms, how it, because you look very, very pale on that one. um, and then that dark fabric just goes out from you. So there's something that is inside of you, right? And I think that's
Mm.
what I wanted to say before also, when it comes down to, like, I draw a line almost between like your alter ego and like your dark side. The alter ego is something that you create, versus like dark side, I believe that's something that is inside of you, whether you want it or not. So like Sasha
Mm.
Fierce, it's a fabricated character,
Yeah.
versus dark side, and that darkness that you stared into on the third photo, which is my favorite photo so far. um
Mm.
that is something that's inside of you, yes or yes, and that doesn't need to be fabricated. That's just an energy that is there.
Mm.
And then you can create a relationship with that side of you, and then you can foster it. But alter ego for me is it's like, yeah, it's a fabricated thing. It's like, oh, I really like this vibe. Okay, cool. Let me lean into that a bit more. Okay, now it's my
Mm.
alter ego.
Yeah, I had watched a video yesterday about, yeah, just a summary of the book. The alter ego, to create an alter ego. I don't remember. I just saw the summary. But it was talking about how like most of our athletes in the world create an alter ego, right? Like Kobe Bryant had Black Mamba. You have all these alter egos, and according to scientific studies, when you take like kids that are, well, say that they were between 4 and 6, you divided them into 3 groups and they get a task to solve that is actually unsolvable. And they wanted to study the 3 different groups and see how long will they persist to try.
Yeah.
And the one group that they dressed out with like capes and hero things and told them, you are superheroes and like you're gonna solve this thing, compared to the ones that were told that they were smart and the ones that was not told anything, just a task. The
Mhm.
ones that obviously was created to superheroes, even though they couldn't finish the task, they persisted longer. And that you have then seen the same thing within athletes. The people that have an alter ego tends to work harder and gets better the results. And I think that's fascinating. And I'm wondering how we could like tap into that more, all of us, not just mega athletes, you know?
Yeah, in our coaching program we do with our online training students, which are 99.9% dancers in all different levels, from beginner to professionals. We run them through what we call the Dancers Mastermind Blueprint, which is one of the exercises in there is where we have them develop their own power phrase. And the power phrase is serves as a tool to get you into that zone. So if you ever watched one of my training videos or train together with me, you hear me saying like, "Let's go, champ! Let's go! You're him." That is my power phrase, and that's how it started. Then it became a thing. Like I kept saying it so much, so it became a thing where I don't say it when I train. I don't say it to you guys. I say it to me. I say it to myself when I'm doing the workouts because I'm so tired. But the power phrase works as a muscle, and like you're saying, the more you develop that muscle, the stronger it gets. So we have all our students to develop their own power phrase in order to tap into whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I think
yeah,
yeah,
and this is
continue,
and this
continue.
yeah, but yeah, and this is again, this is things we've been working with. I know Alemana have a super good power phrase that works specifically for her that she do before her show. I know I spoke with Judith about this also. She also have a similar thing. They're like, what do you say to yourself before you go on stage, and how do you control your internal dialogue when things don't go as you want them to go on the dance floor? What do you
Mm.
tell yourself when it's 100 phones and everybody's recording? What do you tell yourself? How do you not panic in that moment? Which is very interesting to see now. This was the first. So, for you guys who don't know, I've been traveling. internationally with together with Bachata Sensual for a crazy amount of just 2018 we did 38 internationals travels, and then it was 2019, of course it continued, 2020 COVID, 2021, 2022 COVID, then 23, 24 I lived in Cape Verde, so I haven't been in the Latin dance scene as much as I was before. Now when I came back this year, I got shocked of the amount of cell phones. Everyone is recording all the time.
Yeah.
Nobody is looking at the dancing anymore. Nobody gives a flying shit. It is insane for me to witness that. Like,
Mm.
whoa, what a change. And it's not just artists that are getting filmed. No, no, no. Everyone is
Yeah.
recording all the time, everything they do. Crazy, 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 crazy. I've never witnessed anything like that before. What a change it has been in the bachata
Mm.
sensual environment for just so few years. So few
Yeah.
years. Crazy, crazy. I just wanted to throw that out there. I have a lot to say about that, but we're gonna get there. But yeah, power phrase anyway. Alter ego, super interesting, and super needed if you want to truly, truly succeed.
Yeah, and one of the things I also learned from yesterday is it is all about, it's not about the things you want, it's how you can shift to identify yourself,
Yeah,
right? So like she took this YouTuber that I watched, she took up like an example from the book that said like there's a difference between somebody who is trying to quit smoking that gets offered a cigarette and that person is saying, no, I'm trying to quit, rather than somebody who's saying, no, I'm not a smoker.
how you identify with yourself.
Yeah, so if you can actually start identifying yourself rather than saying, "Oh, I want this," or "I'm trying to be healthier," or "I am," but actually you can start changing the patterns and the behaviors if you identify yourself
Yeah,
as this new thing, because we have all these classic examples, right? Including myself, of people I have just told myself a story for a very long time. I'm sharing this openly with you now because it's one of my biggest insecurities in life, and I've told that story to myself since I was a child, right? And um sometimes stories can come from ourselves and sometimes stories can come from outside.
yeah.
And I remember clearly the moment I told my dad that I wanted to be a dancer. And he said, "You can do dancing. I love that for you, but you could never work with dancing. You could never earn money with dancing." So that is the story since then, since that day, that I have told myself that, like, I can do dancing and I can be amazing at dancing, but I don't think I could ever make money with dancing. And that is something I battle to this day. I'm turning 35 this year. And it's weird to look back because I've been teaching next year for 20 years. I've been teaching for 20 years. You know what I mean? Like, and I've been trying to have other work
Yeah,
on the side, and I have always ended up back with dancing,
yeah,
no matter how I do it. It's culture, it's I'm doing podcast, or I'm talking, I am on battle hosting, or you know, I'm working with dancing in university, or like it's just, oh, it's what I
always
do.
something.
It's
Yeah,
how I earned almost all my money.
yeah,
But still, the story I keep telling myself is that. And I don't think I've ever identified myself as a wealthy dancer.
interesting.
And so that's, yeah, I'm sharing it out there now because that's where I'm in the middle of my process of identifying these things. Whereas, like,
Beautiful.
but what from this identity and those stories don't I want anymore? What in my alter ego do I want to change? Who is she
Yeah.
without those things?
And how do you cope with that? Like
It's
how do you
hard.
work through
I
that?
hard. Yeah, it's hard because it's not hard when you're out dancing. Oh, you feeling yourself? I always feel myself. You know what I mean? Like as soon as I'm teaching, dancing, social, like going to a club, this is my entire life. It's not hard to identify and feel extremely sure that you are doing exactly what you are supposed to do. It's in the lonely moments. It's when you don't dance. It's when you are sick for 3 days and you don't see anyone and you don't are not in human contact. And I'm also so used to sharing energy physically, right, with so much people that it's in those moments when you start doubting, what am I? Is this worth it? Am I really, that good? Could I really make money of this?
Yeah,
Am I justifying my dream
yeah,
too long? Or yeah, it's just,
interesting.
that's where I am. Coach
I have
Sebastian,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
talk to me.
I
Live coaching.
I think the most important thing to remember is that voices in your head are always there. Voices in your head are always there. There are positive and negative. And as somebody who's been really, really focused on studying my own thoughts for, I mean, ever since I got into my depressed state and panic anxiety in 2000 and, you know, 10, 11, prala, ever since then I've been focused on just like I gotta understand my internal dialogue, like what is happening. And one thing you start to understand very quick is that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just everything from like chemical cocktails, and especially for women with all of the hormones that are happening in different cycle or wherever, depending on where you are in your cycle, and men with all of our insecurities and things that we have not been able to like deconstruct or don't have tools to work through. So they are just it's just bias. It's just thoughts are biases based on internal and external stimulus, and we don't even need to start to talk about everything that we get like fed through us through media and just this extremely corrupt society that we live in. So I take my own thoughts very unserious, very very
Mhm.
unserious. So when I hear stuff like that, because I can hear the same thing, right? So it's like I can hear the same thing. It's like, yo, like what am I doing? It's like I'm not like I want more, or like let's say if I would have your thoughts, right?
Mm.
It can be moments of like my own dancing, which is something I've been super insecure of my own solo dancing, which is crazy because it's what I do.
Mm.
It's literally how I make a living.
Mm.
And then so then you have to take a step back, but it's like, wait, if everyone I meet is saying this, that probably means that there's some type of truth to it. In this case, that they
Mm.
like my dancing.
Mm.
It's like, but if everyone have told me that, and like the majority of my income since I was 22 has been from either dancing or doing show or me running my own company, right? But you are not your thoughts, and your thoughts are not facts. And the more I keep reminding myself of that, the easier life gets. And I have this fun example that I always say is like, and it happens all the time. It happens all the time. It will probably never stop happening. But it's just a proof of how goofy your thoughts are. So a couple of weeks ago, I'm at the gym where I live. And I haven't been training hard, I haven't been eating properly. I go into the gym, I just look at myself and I'm like, ugh, I am so skinny. Like I look like trash. A couple of push-ups later, you know, I do some kettlebell swings. I go to another mirror. I look at myself. I'm like, God damn it, I am ripped as a motherfucker.
Mm.
And it's like, and this is in the time span of 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And that just tells you that you are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just there. So you don't need to give importance to them. And
Mm.
that's the trick. That's the skill. A lot of people are so focused on you need to, oh, I want to stop thinking negatively, or I want to stop doing this. I want to stop thinking like that. I want to talk to myself better. I believe that the first step you should do before you start to deal with your negative self-talk is that you need to deal with how do I make sure that the negative self-talk is not affecting me? Or
Mm.
how do I make sure that I not give so much value to the negative self-talk? Because that journey, that step is so much faster than like, oh, I gotta stop negative self-talk. Those neural
Mm.
pathways are so strong. Like you're saying, you've been thinking that for over 20 years. You've been thinking
Mm.
that for over 20 years. And the same with me, like tall, skinny as a kid. Always, that was always who I was. Always who I was. So instead of me thinking, okay, I gotta change that, because that's such a big mountain to climb, the first step you should do is that how do I build a framework that I know that these thoughts are not facts, they are not valid, they are just there. And just the awareness of what I said is going to make it easier for you.
Yeah, and I think for me, I really feel like again, this exercise of creating this alter ego
Yeah.
could very much help me to think about because I know what to not think. I
Mhm.
understand that these are negative thoughts. However, it's harder to know what to think. So that's the journey now of I want to create the blockers for those negative thoughts or the opposites,
Yeah.
the verses. And at least there's a battle instead of just
Yeah.
a one person battle. You know what I mean? So every time I do feel this, I want to have something else that comes in and says that I repeat, like I'm a dance, I'm a wealthy dancer or whatever that is,
Yeah.
whatever that identity is, rather than, oh, I wish I had more money, but like, no, who is that identity that comes in
Yeah.
and says stop?
Yeah.
And identify yourself as this instead. And yeah, that's I think maybe that's what I indeed need to do. I need to list like kind of my negative thoughts and then put like the verses on the other side or the new identity on the other side, which blocks this. Because if you have no card to give back, you just kind of know what to not think, but you just don't know what to do instead.
So
So.
Dr. L.W. Lawrence in the book Master Key talks about when you want to forget something or you want to stop thinking about something. He calls it, there's a passage called the art of forgetting. And the way he prescribes this is that if you have a thought that you want to get rid of, let's say you are stuck in this, let's take you for example, right? It's like, okay, but as soon as you start thinking about yourself and you're dancing, you start associating dancing with being broke, right?
Mm.
If that's the case, so every time you think about that and you catch yourself thinking about that, you need to shoot that thought directly to something else because you can't block a thought. You got to redirect it. Because it's like is a classic example. Don't think about pink elephants. Like, what are you
Mm.
thinking about? Pink elephants, obviously.
Mm.
But it's like every time you think about pink elephants, you instead are directing that thought. It's like, oh, wait, like I shouldn't think. Why am I thinking about this shit? Like, here I am again. Let me just redirect this thought. Oh, okay, I should pink elephants, think about this instead. So in your case, it's like, I am, I'm not, am I really a dancer? Like, what am I doing? Is this really it? It's like, instead of thinking about that, just think about things you like. Think about Chloe. And so instead of thinking about, so as soon as that thought comes up, you boom, you redirect that thought,
Mm.
redirect that energy straight to something that you do like and you really want to think about. Like, how can I be a good mom for Chloe? Or like something that's positive. Just Chloe. Wow, I love Chloe so much. I have a child. That's amazing. How incredible is that? So instead of being focused on that one thing that is negative and dragging you down, and here we go again, it's impossible to not think about it, but you can redirect your thoughts.
Mm.
This is how you overcome heartbreak. This is how you overcome whatever you need to go through.
Yeah, I
There you
agree.
go. That's it. That's
I
it. That's
agree.
the
And
tool.
that
That's the
that
tool.
that's the challenge for this week for me, I feel
Good.
like.
Nice. That's a great challenge.
Create an alter ego, write a letter to myself from that alter ego where she becomes more clarified
Yeah.
because I can also see that I already have an alter ego. You know what I mean? Like there's
Yeah, it comes
Therese
with
and
the
there's
dancing. Yeah, of course.
there's Teaser.
Yeah.
And Teaser is a completely different character, and at the same time as time has been so long now where I have had her, so we have now joined and melted together. And now I feel like, okay, so what is our level up now when we have united? Okay, so what's the next
Nice.
jump?
Yeah.
So that is what I want to clarify this
Beautiful.
week. What
Beautiful.
do you have any personal goals?
For this week specifically,
Yeah.
I have so much more to record. I record like crazy.
You have no time for internal
Yeah, yeah,
internal.
yeah. I don't work with Sebastian right now. Me and Sebastian, we're working on getting this product launched. Yeah, I don't focus on that shit right now. And it's good because I feel good. Like again, like I went through like basically 3 months of just like intense, intense, intense dancing, training, mindset preparation. Here I am. Here I am. Because again, even if you record 10 videos in one day, or like you record, yeah, let's say you record 10 videos in one day. I have to get into that character again, alter ego. I need to be coach. And that is a character that I play. And it doesn't mean that it's like I am so tired. I have just done full out hit training, dance specific hit training instructing, talking, screaming, and dancing for an hour straight. And now I have a break, I have a banana, and I look at my watch and I just like, I need to be that guy for another 30 minutes. Like, let me just take a coffee, let me take a break, let me go get some air, and then I come back and I'm gonna be that guy. And that's the whole mindset preparation.
Yeah.
That's the whole mind separation. And even just that I call it that guy, it's an alter ego. Like these are triggers that
Mm.
I've already created. So I'm prepared for this. So like
Mm.
everything happens in sequences. And now it's not my sequence to like, oh my God, like how can I become a better like oh
No,
I should focus.
no,
No,
it's
no,
like
no, no.
execution mode.
I
Yeah.
eat, I go to the dance studio and I gym. Because I still hit the gym. I think it's important to remember. Like my training program, my normal training program does not stop. So I still train
Yeah.
normally, or like not normally, but I still go to the gym. I still stretch every morning. I still do my water. So still make sure to eat enough. I still have a company to run. Uh, I have
Yeah.
I have a podcast with you. I have sales calls to
Hmm.
do. I have
Hmm.
today I have 15 student calls. I have programs to create. But we've been preparing. This is what we're here for. The fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? You know? So it's like, okay, cool. I have two options. Literally, two options right now. Binary. I don't do it.
Give it. Give
I
up.
do it. This is what I prepared for. This is what I prepared for. This is match time. It's game time. It's right now. This is what we've been preparing for. It's not, oh, I wish I could. No, right now, be quiet. This is what we're gonna do. You're tired? Sleep. Nap. I have black level sensei expertise when it comes to power naps. I fall asleep in 10 minutes for sure. Like if I take a power nap, I'm gone. Like I sleep and I wake up. Like for sure. For sure, for sure. Yeah, 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 yeah. So
That is so hard. That is so
a lot of
hard.
power naps. A lot of power naps. And here's the thing with power naps. A lot of people is like, oh, but I can't power nap. It's not worth it. It's like what? What is not worth it? Like laying down for 10 minutes? No, but I don't fall asleep. It's not the goal. The goal is not to fall asleep. The goal is to relax.
Mm.
Goal is to relax. You relax and recharge. You're resting. You're recovering. So it's like
Mm.
worst thing that happens, I meditated for 10 minutes, laying down. Best thing that happens, I meditated for a couple of minutes, fell asleep, woke up. Win-win.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no,
that's where I
that's
am.
so yeah, I find like the if the aim is to power nap, then it doesn't go for me. But I hear you when I do meditate or if I would ever read, that's like that's like the time when you just fall asleep. So
Mm.
yeah, I feel you. You should not be focused on that being the goal because it makes it really hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I think that's the thing for me, just being in the moment and making sure that I'm executing of what I've told myself I'm going to execute on. And that's what
Mm.
I'm most excited about. After this, however, what I really want to do more is to get my thoughts out in not only long form but short form content and about topics that I care about. Again,
Mm.
just what I told you about the dance community and all the videos right now. Like it's clown show.
Mm.
Like what's happening? Why is nobody dancing? Why are we recording?
Mm.
I'm like, what is going on right now? We're here for dancing or we're here for recording? Because those are two different things.
Mm.
You're not dancing the same as when you're social dancing and when you are recording. Those are two different ways of moving.
Mm.
Because the camera brings awareness and the flash brings awareness that you're trying to escape from or that you're trying to disconnect from when you're dancing. So
Mm.
like I have so many thoughts and so much knowledge from dancing for 16 years and coaching everybody from, Alemana, Kelly Flores, Judith, Marcio. I've been in the studio with Teddy Riley, Michael Jackson producers. I lived home at Madonna's place. There's so much things that I want to get it out. So that's my, as soon as this is done, and I can like, which is like Sunday, because Monday we go to Andorra. So while I'm in Andorra, my next thing is just to like, okay, but what is it? What type of structure is it? What platform? How do I use it? And then we rock and roll.
Mm. Okay, very cool. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, we could dive into that topic, but I would love to hear more about your rants about what what disturbs, what disturbs you or what makes you think about things because even though you were in the bachata scene, obviously it's very similar to the kizomba
There is a lack
and
of accountability. That's the first thing. First things
mm,
first, there's a lack of accountability in our scene. What the fuck is happening? There are people out there that we know. We know. It's not like, oh, maybe, maybe he treated his ex-partner bad. It's like we know. There's he like 48 women came out and
mm,
said that this guy sexually or mentally assaulted them. What are we doing? How do we still
mm,
book this guy? What
yeah,
what are we doing? Like block him,
yeah,
boycott him, take him to jail. What's happening? It's like, oh
yeah,
no, but he's still a good dancer. His dance partner is still dancing with him. What the fuck? Like, what
mm,
is happening? It's like,
mm,
oh, here's this guy. Here's this guy. Oh yeah, we saw his tattoo. What happened? He raped a girl. Where? In the back of a car. What's happening? What are we doing? Nah, he's still booked. What? What? Yeah,
yeah,
still booked. Doing what? Dancing all over the world. Nobody cares.
yeah,
Why? 2 weeks ago. Nobody gives a shit. They're like, there is
yeah,
no accountability.
yeah,
No accountability. And then we have the audacity, and then the same people that hug them backstage, the same people that book them, the same people that are dancing with them, they have the audacity to complain about, oh no, but we women in Latin dancing, we don't get respected. You're still booking this guy. You're still booking this
yeah,
guy. We're still booking this guy. I'm not saying it's all women that it's like women's fault. It's
yeah,
absolutely not what I'm saying. But it's like
mm,
there's no accountability. Like the hypocrisy
yeah,
is like, what is happening? Like that's the
yeah.
first that's the first thing I gotta get off my chest.
Yeah, no, it's just a lot.
Clown
It's a
show.
lot. It's a lot. And I wonder, I also wonder sometimes if that's just all like, I mean, it's in a lot of sectors, but it seems to be very common in the culture sector. Like we have actors and actresses coming out, and we have music artists and P. Diddy and like like all these things that have gone on for
Craziness.
years and years and years. And obviously dancing, it's a part of that. It's a part of that structure of, but because it's something fun and entertaining, like, we don't want those serious things. We don't want the drama. But like, if we would work in politics, it would be different. And we don't take our, again, job sector as serious as if you were doctors. Imagine having a doctor doing that to 48 patients. Like, it would be all over the all over the news, you know? But here we have also people that are like doing underage girls and like things that are like crimes, you know? And
Complete clown town.
yeah,
Complete
yeah.
clown town. We booked an artist, and I'm so furious about this. We book an art, not even an artist. I book a photographer that was teaching in my festival in 2017, Prala. And this motherfucker, he brings a girl. He brings a kid. He brings a kid, which is like, I don't even know how old she was at that time, like 16, 15, Prala. Fast forward, when this girl turns 18, like on her birthday, oh no, we are together. We are together. Like thumbs up, everybody good. Nobody says nothing. Oh, this is so beautiful. You're so beautiful. This is not beautiful. What are you talking about? This is abuse. This is abuse.
Mm,
Like, what are we playing?
mm.
What they got together and fell in love on her 18th birthday? What are we talking about? What
When
are we
she
talking
has been
about?
around him since she was like
The
13,
fuck out of
14.
here. The
Yeah,
fuck out of here with that
yeah,
bullshit. What are we
yeah.
talking about? What are
Yeah,
we
yeah. I
talking
mean,
about?
I've gone through
Stop it.
exactly this, but very close by, like within my
Yeah.
own
Nah,
first crew and stuff like that.
I
So
lose my shit on
it's
that.
yeah, it's sensitive and it's makes you feel a bit hopeless actually. Um when you because you're like, who's gonna take that charge? Who's gonna what we're gonna do? We're gonna create a UN for dancing and be like, we are gonna start committing people, or like what, who's ruling? Like there's no umbrella organization that is like coming in like boycotting this country or this festival if somebody acts up. So
Zero
yeah,
accountability.
the only ones that can do this is the people that are buying the tickets to the events, right? That's the only way. I mean, I don't know how many times I have been in the situation where I want to go to events and I see this guy, which is super known in the Kizomba community for all the things he have done. And I just can't. I just can't. I can't do it. I have had bookings requests on the same event. I have like been invited with my friends to go, and I'm like, it kills me, but I just I can't. I can't do it. And I have also learned that sometimes time really doesn't. Like there's this other guy that I've heard rumors about, and then you know what? I was like, it's been 3 years I've avoided this guy. Let me just maybe people can do mistakes. Maybe it wasn't real. Whatever. I had one dance with him. The next same week came out a news article in the Netherlands that this crew that he is a part of have been like charged and actually they got like convicted, for raping somebody. And I'm just like,
Complete clown town teaser.
just
Complete
is
clown
yeah,
town.
it's
Like,
hard. It's hard. Yeah.
what is happening?
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening? Like for me, it is insane the
Mm,
lack of accountability that exists in our community because I believe I'm a part of
mm,
it. But I don't believe I am a part of it. And it's frightening to
mm.
see how fast people just move on.
Yeah.
Oh, you just hit a girl, don't worry about it. I just raped somebody, don't worry about it. Oh no, but he's not convicted yet. No, he's not convicted, but there is like 20 plus women from different countries that don't
Mm.
know each other. They all pretty much share the same story. Yeah, but guilty until like what is it?
Yeah.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, what are we doing?
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
what
because
what are they?
the
What are so you're telling me all of these women are lying? He's not.
yeah,
He's not JC. We're talking about. Like he's not rich. Like there's no money.
no. No.
Like what are we talking about?
Yeah, but it just comes to show that like stories, like when people actually share their stories, it's not enough proof, It's just not, that doesn't account for anything. So it's only when you really get like jail time and somebody can post your whole like police report or something, and still then people are still supporting. So I don't know what can be done, but please rant about it. Somebody got to, and especially men. Like, I don't hear any men. I talk with all these women all the time about this. And when I bring it up with men, it's just like, amen. So please rant about it. I think more men should.
But even women,
Yeah.
how I haven't seen like a movement is like it's not even a movement I'm asking for. It's just like, but you all know, all of us know. It's
Yeah.
not maybe, but how do you take his class? How do you
Mm,
fucking social dance with that guy? Like, how do you
mm,
sleep at night?
mm,
Like, you social dancing with this person that
mm,
you have friends. This guy beat your friend. This
mm,
guy beat like, and this is not perhaps. Maybe he's lying. Maybe she's no. Me, we don't know. We know. He was
mm,
convicted. He's convicted.
mm,
Like we know by law. He lost by law. Like he lost by the judge.
mm.
And we still here at social dance. Oh, tick, tick, tack, tack. For me,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Insane. Like I
Fucking
remember
insane things that.
I remember 2018, there was the first festival that we attended when we moved here to the Netherlands. And shout out to Gulsen, one of the OG organizers in the Netherlands. She had Amsterdam Kizomba Festival. And in that festival, there was there was a guy that beat his girlfriend, like live in front of everyone. I gotta like, I don't want to name drop people, but there was some amazing, amazing pushback from that, from some amazing Rotterdam dancers that ripped out their belts and they just went after this guy because what? Like he punched her in the face, slapped her face, like in the middle of fucking social dancing. And they just, yeah, I mean, they beat the shit out of him and they threw him out. Uh, but then what? I've seen him again with the same girl in other events, taking
Serious.
classes. What?
And that's the thing. That's the thing is like,
Yeah.
why would I? And that's like the dilemma, no? It's like, why would I waste my energy and my word with trying to talk about this issue that the person it happened to doesn't have enough self-respect to even deal with it? Why? Why would I?
Mm.
Why would I waste my word? I have so much other things to talk about. You know, like I have so much other things to care about. Like I'm in the favela in West Africa working with children. We're working with men's mental health. Like we're doing all of these charity projects. We run training initiatives. We run mental health initiatives. We do our company. All of like that is all of those things. They're just like free things, like charity. Like not even charity, just like I don't like the word charity, but yeah, charity. But even this shit, even this shit is like, I'm gonna talk about it now. Me, I'm gonna be the guy. Because the girl that it happened to, she don't do nothing about it.
Mm.
Like from teaser, like it's mind blowing for me. It's mind.
I know, but there are
No.
a lot of girls that also been trying to say something and write posts, and it's just getting shut down. Like it's yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if you're the guy to talk about it or not,
Hey.
but I do feel like just men are not talking about it enough, and men are most of the times the organizers. So either to be safe, women go to all female events when it comes to this particular thing, or
Yes and no.
men
Yes and no. Men need to
also.
talk about it more. Yes, absolutely. That is a part. However, women lack accountability in this part on my life. And it's not because like, oh no, they don't did like, yeah, you shared an Instagram post. Awesome. You did an Instagram post. Great. There was a Facebook group. Good. Awesome. Super important steps. How come you're still dancing with him? Like there needs to be
Yeah, that.
accountability within
Yeah,
women. It
yeah.
needs to be accountability that is like, hey, we don't dance with this guy. Why? He raped somebody.
Mm,
Done. Like we
mm,
don't book him. If you book him to this event, we don't come. Why? Get together. Like
mm.
women do this. Like you done it before. Like oh
Yeah.
no, but men need to. Men need to. Men need to. It's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying
Mm,
that men don't need to. But we're talking about two things here. Men need to.
mm,
Yes. Women need to do this. Like for fuck's sake.
mm.
I'm cursing a lot in this podcast. I apologize. I
It's a bit of
apologize.
a ranting ending of this podcast,
I
but hey,
apologize. I apologize. I apologize.
uh,
This
but I
topic is I
get,
have sisters. I have
yeah.
sisters. I have women in my life that I care about. I have cousins. I have a mom. I have a grandma. I love my grandma. I love the women in my life. Like this is clown town for me. It's absolute clown town.
Mm.
Absolute clown town. Let's
Yeah.
move that soul. Let's move that soul.
Let's move that soul. Oh my gosh, I need to go and get that move that soul. Hang on.
Guys, for you who are watching, who you don't know, Move That Soul is Teaser's own card game for dancers. This is the world's first card game done specifically for dancers. It consists out of 70 movement card, 70 ask cards. The thing is that you do playing this game, you can play it in multiple variations. You can play it with yourself, you can play it with your crewmate, or you can play it with your entire crew. It comes in a box, beautifully designed, 70 cards on the left, 70 cards on the right. One is ask, one is move. You drag a card and you ask a deep question. These questions are designed from over 100 different podcasts that Teaser has been doing with international artists from all over the world. After that, you take a move card. And that card is inspiring you to move and dance with the instructions that's written on that card. Let's get it.
Oh, I'm gonna cut that into my introduction on Move That Soul. I love that intro. Thank you, man.
Appreciate it.
Wow, such a loving intro. Yeah, I played it with my new students last week,
Nice.
and I did it in a new version again. I put
Ooh.
them in a circle where they were facing each other in couples, and every time the music stopped, kind of like music chair, you moved on. And then you asked the same question again to the next person, and you got
Ah,
like 15 different answers to the
nice.
same question. And it was very interesting to see. At the same time, you get to answer a new question all the time.
Nice.
So I was like, I just unlocked a new hack to this game. I really like it.
Beautiful.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a question. Let me see. Mm. Um, I actually don't know this. How does your childhood reflect in your way of dancing?
Boy, interesting. Um, my mom was a dancer, and she's been in Chicago, Atlanta, perhaps Chicago, Atlanta. I don't remember. Dancing in the early 80s. And she also danced hip hop and salsa, bachata, and kizomba and all that good
Shout
stuff.
out Mama Malin alltså.
Shout out to my
Legend.
mom. Yeah.
Ah, she's best.
So I mean that manifests itself in my way of dancing, first of all. Then like my style, I'm not sure that my style manifests itself, but like I always liked magic. I'm a
Mm.
fan of magic. I really like to not understand what's happening. I love the illusion of magic. It's like, wait, what just happened? Like, was that magic? It's like, was that real magic? Like, I love that and been very fascinated about it since I was young. And I love that about waving because it looks like magic.
Mm.
Um, it looks, and that the illusion of animation and just body isolation, I love that so much because it looks like something that is not from this world. Even if you see somebody doing spins, for example, you see that it spins. You know, like it's super impressive. I looked at Ricardo and Karen and Ricardo, no? Karen and Ricardo, I think their name is. No, I know Karen and Ricardo, incredible salsa couple, and she's spinning. And she's spinning, he spin her, and it's so many, and it goes so fast that I can't keep counting. Like it's too fast, but it still looks like spins. So it doesn't look like magic for me. But if I see a popper doing like an animation and it looks like he's a robot, for me it is like, how is he doing that? So I think
Mm.
my fascination of magic really flows through in my dancing.
I like that. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It really makes sense why you stuck with isolations.
Yeah, and then also I've had knee problems since I was like young. I was on a on a bike, like a stationary bike, doing rehab when I was 13 already, probably younger. So I had problems since then, which means that like for me doing choreographies was never a thing.
Mm.
Not because I didn't thought it was cool. I didn't. I openly said that I thought it wasn't cool back then when I started dancing, like 17, 18. But it also, if I now in hindsight, when I'm a grown up, I can probably say, and it's like, oh, that was probably a defense mechanism because I couldn't. Because every
Mm.
time I did it, I'm now dancing in somebody else's body. This
Mm.
choreography is not designed for me. This is designed for somebody else. And I can't move my legs like that because it hurts my knees.
Mm.
So as a result of that, my dance has always been very static. And just I made a career out of things I couldn't do.
Mm. Mm. I like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's my
I
answer.
mean, yeah, it's a good question. It can
Yeah.
you can like dig deeper into that and be like, ooh, but what is it about the magic though? But yeah,
Yeah,
we
of course,
stopped
of course, of course. And it's like I'm doing waves and I'm from an island and all of my family are like sailors or like sea people, as I call us.
Yeah.
Well, so
You know
there,
what
there
I
are many
mean?
there are many levels to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Mm. Okay, so the question that I took for myself here was, when was the last time you were nervous?
Ooh,
And
nice.
I feel like I'm always a bit nervous when I start a new group because you never know how the group constellation is going to be. And I would say less and less nervous about that because the core people always come back. So now I really know, like, okay, so this is kind of the energy of the group, and then we have some new add-ons. But I'm always a little bit nervous that the new ones are gonna get me because sometimes I feel like I'm trapping them into a lady styling kizomba course, and then I fill it with like so much other things,
Yeah.
like more about life and more about, overcoming limiting beliefs and this and that. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I'm giving you so much other things that you maybe didn't sign up for, but I hope you get my intention. And of course, like 100% that they do that. But you always have that nervousness in the beginning of like,
Yeah.
am I gonna be like a Looney Tune to them? Looney Tune. Yeah, but it was great. I have 5 new girls, and the rest are
Beautiful.
my gems, recurrent students. And again, it's a really good group, so I'm very happy.
That's awesome.
Mm,
Awesome. That's
mm.
awesome. Yeah. Being nervous is always it's fun and refreshing. I've been really nervous lately. I've been recording with a lot of artists here in Barcelona. I recorded with Carolina Rosa, bachata dancer, the other day, and she's a friend of mine. But yeah, I got nervous. It was a good feeling.
Why did you get nervous then?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. And I just I don't. I have no idea. I can't. I
Yeah,
can't. No, I can't pinpoint it. But I enjoyed it. It rarely happens. I got really nervous before my show also. Um, but again, it's nothing negative being nervous. It's what you do with it. It's just an emotion.
yeah,
So yeah, I get that feeling like when you train with somebody, you're inviting them. It's like, oh shit, like we're gonna do a workout together, and it's all gonna be recorded. Well, we could always delete it if I don't like it. I choose if I don't want to post it, right?
right.
There's this new person. It's like, oh shit, like I wonder, like what does that person feel about my training? Like what does that person think about like my style? It's a dancer. I think she has 900,000 or close to a million
Whoa.
followers on all platforms, like 600K on TikTok and 300 plus on Insta and probably on I don't know how many she has on Facebook. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's interesting. It's the same thing. And I had that feeling, and last time I felt that, like when doing training recording, it was when I had when like deep, like it's probably Madonna. But yeah, I always get a little bit nervous when I invite somebody to train with. I don't know why. It's a good feeling.
Amen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good feeling. It is a good feeling. And I feel like it's nice to also remember how many times you've been nervous for different things that you today are not nervous for at all.
Yeah, right.
And I kind of want to finish off our episode with a little video from I think it was 2000 and maybe nine.
Wow.
So yeah, I kind of wanted to finish off with that just to show that like I remember being so nervous because my first crew, we were doing the premiere for New Yorker, the store to
Nice.
open up in Norrköping, where I started my dance career. And this is just a little tiny clip.
Which one is you?
Well, we look the same, but I am this gal on the left here. And we are in the store and it's just so much people, and I remember being so nervous because our shows back then had a lot of jokes. They was like suddenly the music stopped and then like somebody pulled up his phone, or somebody pulled out the cable, so the music stopped and it became a remix into something else. We had so many of those like requisita,
Yeah.
like props on
Props.
stage. But yeah, you can just see how full out I was on this clip.
On the clothing.
With the clothing was all New Yorker XL, right? So that was also something that I'm
Run it.
like,
What are you doing?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm just want to share the sound also. So here we go. Eh, See here. And if I can just click play, can I do that?
Oh, left,
Here we go.
down left, yeah. That's
The
you.
hair whip. The hair whip to the left. I mean,
I
you
love
have
it. I
Kevin
love it. It's fucking stylish
Spasm.
though. What are you talking about?
We did like reggaeton. We did. hip
I
hop.
love it. Is that Spasm?
That's
That's
Spasm.
Spasm.
When he was like 14.
I saw the waves and like, no way somebody from Norrköping could do those waves back in that time if it's not Spasm.
And this was our locker. Yeah, it was just a short
That
clip,
is
but I
dope.
just had to show you this because I was like, oh my God, I'm also that girl. Like
I'm also that girl. I'm
I'm
also
also
her.
that girl.
I'm also
Oh,
her.
yeah.
That's
Hey,
awesome.
man,
Yeah, bliss.
thank you so much for this. I had a great time.
Yes, I talk to you soon, right?
Talk to you soon. Don't forget to click subscribe, comment below, and give us a rating or review. We have a Facebook page, YouTube page, and we are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and all the other podcast platforms. We also have an Instagram, so don't forget to tag us in your favorite episode and share it with the world because we read all of it.